ESPN's NBA draft analyst Mike Schmidt standing by. Mike, I understand you arrived down under a couple of days ago now. How are you finding the talent down here?
Oh, it's been great. I've been all over. I've been in Cairns, I've been in Perth, here I'm in Melbourne. So I've seen Luke Travers, Ousmane Dieng, Hugo Besson, and then now Ariel Hukporti. So it's been productive, to say the least. A lot of coffee. I'm hanging on by a thread here, but it's been a lot of fun.
Kane Pittman here, Mike. You mentioned Hukporti there, and it's interesting to evaluate these players depending on what team they go to. He's playing on a veteran-laden team. Perhaps the minutes aren't where they would be elsewhere. So how do you evaluate a player like that in that situation?
I prefer it, honestly, because he's playing the role that he's going to play in the NBA. And every possession matters. You can't take any plays off. So to see them in a competitive environment where, like, he's not just gifted minutes. They're not just saying, hey, we got to play you 15, 20 minutes. Now he's got to go in again. Oh, no, everyone's rolling their eyes. Like, no, he's actually bringing energy. He's actually adding value as a rebounder, as a rim protector. He's running the floor incredibly hard. So, sure, you would wish that he didn't foul out after you take a red eye coming in from Perth. That's okay. I'm not here to complain. I've been watching Ariel since he was 15 years old and following him at every stop, you know, Lithuania this past year, and now just kind of checking in on him. But I love the energy he's bringing. He's really turned the corner, and he has this professional mindset. Everyone loves him here, the fans, the staff. So I've been really impressed with the season he's having.
Did you think that was a clean block, by the way, Mike? It looked not too bad to me.
Am I going to get fined? Do I get fined for that? I don't know.
I think you could.
Yeah, it was not a foul. Absolutely not a foul.
Hey, Mike, Damon Laurie here, man. Welcome down under. Now, Mike, back in my day, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. Back in my day, there was no draft boards, so that's probably why I didn't make the league. But can you tell me, you probably got spies all over the globe. How do you actually get tapped on the shoulder to actually go and look for people and follow their progress?
Yeah, you get leads here and there, but I really first start evaluating these guys when they're 15, 16 years old. You know, I spend my summers abroad, so I go to the under-16 European Championships. I go to the under-16 Afrobasket. I do all the AAU high school stuff along with Jonathan Gavoni. And we try to really just cover as much ground as we can. Now, as we've seen with guys like Giannis and Nikola Jokic, like, not everyone is a stud when they're 15, 16 years old, right? So guys kind of slip through the cracks and evaluate at different rates. But, you know, you just try to build friendships and relationships all over the world. So people will give you a heads up, whether it's an agent, a scout, a journalist, that, hey, some kid's coming down the pipeline. But I try to get to know all of them and see all of them really at 15, 16, and then kind of track their progress like I've done with Ariel.
Yeah, Mike, you talk about the ground and the territory you cover in the line of work that you do. How do you rate the way that the talent is being manufactured in Australia at the moment, and how do you think it's grown in the last couple of years or so?
It's been great. I mean, whether you look at a guy like Josh Giddey, right, who's improved so much over these last few years, come in, he's a triple-double machine already in the NBA. He's got that incredible feel. And then you have foreigners coming in too. You know, LaMelo Ball, I think that's been a huge success for the league, to be a guy that maybe scouts weren't completely sure about when he landed in the NBL, to now one of the best young point guards in the NBA, and had a great season, obviously, with Illawarra. And now you have guys coming from France with Ousmane Dieng and Hugo Besson, now Ariel coming from Germany. It seems like it's been a stop that you can come in with a lot of clout and as a highly ranked guy and kind of play that draft eligible season, or you can come in as maybe it's a revival place where, you know, you haven't been blossoming in Europe and you need a stop where you can come play and get a new environment. So we're seeing that versatility, and I think scouts have enjoyed coming down here. You know, it's sunny, you got the beaches, it's good weather, good people, so I'm not complaining, that's for sure.
We do what we can.
One of the interesting prospects, I think, in the NBL this year, Makul Maker, who really had a college career that never got started, heavily interrupted by COVID, but has been on draft boards in previous years. So where do you see he is at? We've seen him get minutes here recently in the last couple of games and honestly look really, really impressive.
Yeah, he looked great last night. I was at that game in Perth and kind of got the spot start there with, you know, Xavier Cooks has been coming back due to injury, obviously. And I was impressed with offensively, like, just plays a modern game. You know, he made 2 catch-and-shoot threes, playing out of pick and pops, made some nice short roll reads. I think for him, it's defensively. You know, he struggles a little bit to guard in space and protect the rim consistently. And then I think he's had some injuries, so he's still kind of gaining his wind. Looked a little bit out of shape at times. But, yeah, I was impressed impressed with kind of the modern skill set that he brings. And, you know, I think he's kind of working his way back into the good graces of NBA scouts. And anytime you have size and length and can shoot the ball and pass it a little bit, you know, you're going to continue to garner interest around the entire world, whether it's the NBA or Europe or down here in Australia. So he's definitely making strides, and I was impressed with what he brought last night.
Mike, you've been all over the world, and basketball is obviously your job, your passion, all that. But what do you do on your downtime? You can't just be watching basketball all the time.
What downtime?
what do you do? What's a guy like you do for fun?
Oh, man. Well, I like to eat. You know, I like to check out different restaurants. I'm engaged. I'm getting married in September. So shout out to my fiance, Katie. So that's a big
Congrats.
one coming. So, you know, trying to keep her happy while I'm halfway across the world. So that's a job in itself. But I'm just grateful, man, to be able to, you know, travel the world and see all these different places and meet different people and go to coffee shops and restaurants and hikes and sightseeing and all that. It's definitely a blessing. So I'm very thankful.
Yeah. Well, if you love your food, plenty of good eateries around Melbourne where you are at the moment. Hey, Mike Schmitz,